everyone, I'm Carol from Practical Mystic, bringing you a video on the upcoming full moon in Pisces happening September 10th. But I'm going to be focusing on an aspect this moon is making, and that aspect, as you can see, is it conjuncts Neptune. Here's my fish, here's my shell, and here's my buried treasure. And what is happening with this moon conjunct Neptune is individually and collectively, we are offered an opportunity to access Neptune, the god of the sea, as the veil is made more permeable for the next 3 days. I would say right up until September 13th. Now, Neptune currently, yes, it is in the sign of Pisces, has been there for a long, long time, and will remain there till January 28, 2026. And we have seen what that powerful Neptune in its home sign has created for us collectively and through the world. It's had its positive effects and it's had its negative effects. And many of us have fallen in between those cracks of what Neptune sometimes represent, especially the water signs and especially the Pisceans, who right now has their planet in their home sign. Neptune is about dreams, and it's about mysticism, altered state of reality. We have to be careful of illusions and being disillusions and not having our feet on the ground, but it does have to do with our imagination and what has been created with a well-formed imagination. What Neptune doesn't have is boundaries. So what we have to do if we want to co-create with Neptune is to take the visions, creativities, the unconscious inspirations, give them form, and create that form realistically in our everyday life. That's how we manifest with Neptune. So understanding as well that not only is Neptune's veil down as it is now conjunct with the moon, but that we individually also, our boundaries are more permeable. Our imagination can now go with our divine self and say, okay, what do I want to change? What do I want to unite with? What is it that I want to address that my shadow has been showing me? I just haven't had the willingness maybe to alter it, change it, meet with it, befriend it, whatever that may be. And I thought the best way to show you altered states of consciousness or the creativity of when we tap into that is what happened in Europe during World War I when the surrealism was formed. And that is how the Salvador Dali deck is imagined and created by the artist Salvador Dali. It all has to do with the art of surrealism. And that can be in literature, that can be in dance. So surrealism, if we're looking for a definition, is kind of a spontaneous verbal expression of the unconscious. And as I said before, it can be done in art, it can be done in literature, and we're going to be kind of looking at that expression. And anyone who does even surrealism collages will know how empowering putting different images, cutouts, colors together to bring about a new meaning or an expression. So it's also based on the belief. First you have to have the belief of the existence of a higher reality and allowing it to be expressed, letting that stream of consciousness flow. And that's exactly what's going to happen during this full moon in Pisces. And to give maybe our dream state. Look in your dream journal and try to give those expression. If you can't do that, look out the window and have a free play with your thoughts, or go visit the sea and see what inspirations, desires, ideas that the sea brings to shore for you. The idea right now, friends, is to listen, to kind of tune in. I do have a worksheet that I have made for you to do just that. If you're wanting to make some personal changes, maybe evolve to the next step of your spiritual growth. And here it is, so that you can look at it during this full moon. And like I said, right up until about the 15th. And these could be journal entries for that Neptune conjunct full moon in Pisces. The first thing that I have here is to look at the card from Salvador Dali, my first impression of the Hangman, and see what you come up with. All right, and I'm not going to say anything more, but this is, again, Surrealism from Salvador Dali. What is the first impression that you get? Now, in the Rider-Waite card, I'm going to leave this here for you as I talk a little bit more. In the Rider-Waite and the Golden Dawn, the Hangman corresponds to the planet Neptune, which is why I picked it up. In this whole deck, there is no reference to the planet Neptune. I've looked at all of them. Of course, there's Pisces, and that is connected to the Hermit. But going back to the Rider-Waite, we know that the Hangman really tells us to kind of change our perspective for our own good. During this full moon in Pisces, we can go into an altered spiritual state by doing something that may be uncomfortable, like hanging upside down, and merging in the known world, reality, and the unknown world, and just allowing ourselves to enter that space. And then hopefully coming out of it enlightened, more aware, releasing maybe some fears, allowing yourself to go into those boundaries that may have been tabooed. But the idea is to believe that you can all enter this altered state of consciousness. And surrealism is a beautiful way to express the unconscious in art or even in the written form. So here are some questions that I thought might be helpful. What do I need to focus on right now? Where do I sense the most confusion? And this could have been over a period of time. Like I said, Neptune has been in Pisces for a long time. Where it is in your chart, what sign it is in, is very important. What has been trying to get my attention? Now's the time to really tap into that. Do a meditation, contemplation. How can I release constricting boundaries? You may want to take tarot cards out, or you may just want to write these questions in your journal and then see what comes out. And then lastly is a little quote that I wanted to add to this exercise. Accept your intense emotions, your visions, your myths, as a reality that wants to be lived, just like any other aspects of your being. All right, everyone, let me know if you have any questions. Hope this full moon in Pisces is one that opens doors for you and helps you on your spiritual path. Bye for now.